Right.
Well, one day I woke up and I was praying about this, and the Lord said to me, "You need to get in touch with Steve Ray." And Steve Ray's a Catholic apologist. He's a convert. You probably know who he is, but
Yeah, yeah.
he wasn't somebody I knew. I just had maybe seen a video of his or two on YouTube, but I didn't know the man personally. I'd never read any of his books or talked to him or anything like that. And I just thought to myself, well, how am I going to get in touch with Steve Ray? He doesn't live near me. I don't know what to do. And I just sort of like this thought came and went. Well, I was scheduled that day to have dinner with my friend Greg, who's the guy who is friends with my friend Devin. He took me to Medjugorje all those years ago.
Right. Okay.
And so Greg and I live about an hour and a half apart, so we were going to meet halfway in a town in the middle. So we got there, and he's coming from his house. I'm coming from my house. I walk into this restaurant, sit down. Greg walks in, or we order our food, or he even says hi to me. His phone goes off, and he goes, "Oh, my wife just texted me and said this. Tell Keith Steve Ray is giving a talk in this town near us tonight. You
Oh,
guys should
wow.
go." Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, "You're not going to believe what happened to me this morning in my devotions." I
Right.
just felt like I needed to talk to Steve Ray. So we drove like 45 minutes to this town in Illinois, and we got there, and they were having mass. And
Right.
I was just like, what is going on? I went up there to get my blessing because I can't receive the Eucharist. And I knelt down to pray after I received the blessing. And I looked up at the crucifix. And I prayed this prayer to Jesus. I said, "Jesus, if you want me to become Catholic, I will do it. But you've got to make a way."
Wow.
And the Lord spoke to me from that crucifix, and he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. You don't need me to make a way. You just need me." And it just hit me.
Wow.
And I went back to my seat and I listened to Steve give this amazing talk about how the early church would rather die as martyrs than give up their faith. And here I was believing in my heart that the Catholic Church was the true church and that I should become Catholic, but afraid to do it because of finances or a job or something not being perfectly laid out for me. And I thought to myself, I was so convicted. How can I deny my Lord again when I knew I was called 15 years earlier and I didn't do it? So that night after that was done, on the way home, I told Greg, I said, "That's it. I'm doing this. I'm become Catholic." I went home. I told my wife, her and I had talked about it, but I said to her, I said, "Yep, this is it. I'm doing this." And she said, "Well, okay, if this is what God's called you to do, then let's do it."
Right.
And I said, "Okay." So I went in the next day and I resigned from my church.
Wow.
And that was in the spring of 2017. I came into the church in October. I did like a private one-on-one RCA with my priest.
Right.
Came into the church on October 8th, I believe it was, 2017. And when I received the Eucharist for the first time after my confirmation, it all happened right there at the same time. When it was time to receive the peace and pass the peace,
Yeah.
I feel a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and the first person to say, "The peace of the Lord be with you," Steve Ray.
Wow.
He happened to be in our town giving a talk and happened to be in that church and happened to be at that mass and happened to be sitting behind me. Okay?
Wow.
You think that's a coincidence? Now, I knew he was coming to Cedar Rapids that day. I didn't know that he was going to be at my church that day or at that mass,
Right.
but he was right behind me. And
Right.
it was incredible. So that was 2017, and I came into the church and I've never looked back since. It's been absolutely incredible. And I have so loved being a part of Christ Church. It's been just one amazing thing after another.
Wow. That's awesome.